Good morning. Welcome to another One Mind meditation. Our teacher for this week is Jon Kabat-Zinn, and his message for us this morning is a very simple one. It's about paying attention to the little things and understanding that the little things might be not so little as we think. Somebody, a very good morning. Happy Saturday. Right, let's get into a message from Jon Kabat-Zinn today. He says, when awareness embraces the senses, it enlivens them. When your senses are not something that's on autopilot that we're kind of not even aware of, but they do their thing. When the opposite thing happens, when we really bring our awareness to our senses, it really enlivens them, says Jon Kabat-Zinn. Hey Pat, good morning, happy Saturday. He says, just watch this moment without trying to change it at all. What is happening? What do you feel? What do you see? What do you hear? And that is, of course, our journey this morning, is paying attention to exactly that. He says, mindfulness means paying attention in a particular way, on purpose, in the present moment, and non-judgmentally, which makes an exercise of, very simply, bringing your attention to your senses, such a practical way of practicing mindfulness, allowing an experience to be felt, feeling all of it without judging any of it. And then lastly, he says, the little things, the little moments, they are not little. And today's meditation really is a little thing. It is just a simple exercise of paying attention to what your senses are experiencing. But this little thing, this dropping from your head into your body, creates a shift in your nervous system. It creates a shift in your body and in your brain waves too. This little thing is a quite helpful reset, and I want to remind you that you don't have to wait for a big meditation where we pay attention to our senses. In order to have the benefit of this, you can close your eyes for a few minutes at any time during any day and just have your attention drop down into your body and run through the senses from top to bottom to bring that same shift in nervous system to yourself at any time. So if you're ready, here we go. Let's float away on today's journey together. You can close your eyes, and we'll start with the first few big breaths. Hey Anthony, good evening to you, man. Awesome seeing you. Here we go. Take a deep breath in and out. Take a deep breath in and out. Deep inhale. And let it go. Deep breath in. And out. One more big breath in. And let it all flow away. You can continue the same breathing pattern on your own time. Every slow inhale through your nose gets drawn all the way deep down into your belly. And as you fill up your belly with air, also raise yourself up. With every inhale, stretch out your spine, lift the top of your head toward the ceiling. And once you've reached your full height, let all of it go. Every time you exhale, soften. As you breathe out, soften your spine, slump down your shoulders and drop your head. Our journey today is a check-in with this body. And we'll start that right now by checking in with this body as we breathe. Continue your full body breathing. And with your next exhale, bring your attention to your forehead, the space between your eyes. Are you carrying a frown there? Or has that completely softened? With your next exhale, bring your attention to the area in and around your mouth. Do you perhaps sometimes grind your teeth? Do you sometimes find your tongue pressed hard against the roof of your mouth? Are your jaw muscles often clenched? And in this moment, are you able to soften everything there? With your next exhale, bring your attention to your neck and shoulders. Do you sometimes find your shoulders pulled up high, almost level with your ears? And do you then remind yourself to soften and drop them and have them hanging gently off the sides of your body? With your next exhale, bring your attention to your stomach area, your abdominal muscles. It probably is the place where tension hides itself most effectively, not realizing how much tension we carry in that space. For this moment, are you completely softening there? Bring your attention to your butt cheeks, you clenching? Or have you softened completely? And then lastly, your arms and legs, specifically your hands. You sometimes find your hands clenched into tight fists. And in this moment, are your hands lying halfway open in your lap? We'll take the last few big breaths of this phase together, helping our body further stretch, adjust, and settle down. Let's take a deep breath in. As you release, drop your head all the way forward. You roll out your neck muscles, going forward and to the left. And forward and to the right. Take a deep breath in. As you release, roll your shoulders forward in big, slow circles. Take a deep breath in. As you release, roll your shoulders backwards in big, slow circles. Take a deep breath in. As you release, focus on your spine. Lean your upper body over to the left and also lean your upper body over to the right. One more big breath in. And as you release, you can stretch or move or adjust any part of your body that still needs a bit of help settling down. Having softened our bodies into a state of presence as much as we are able to, at least, we can now turn our attention inwards and dive deep inside for the next part of the journey. If you don't have the time to sit for the whole meditation with us, then this is a really good place to stop. However, if you are here for the whole journey, then with every next inhale, we'll hold our breath for a few short moments, followed by a really long, really slow exhale. Let's take a deep breath in. And hold. As you release, make it the longest, slowest exhale that you can. Take a deep breath in and hold. As you release, feel into your body, actually drop into your body. Take a deep breath in. And hold. As you release, follow the downwards flow through your body. Feel your shoulders slowly falling. Feel your body slowly softening. And feel how you are slowly slipping deeper into you. One more big breath in. And hold. And as you release, feel yourself melting. Feel your whole body dissolving. Feel how you are slipping into a deeper level of surrender with every slow exhale. You can continue the same breathing pattern on your own time. Every slow inhale through your nose is an invitation. It invites you to turn inwards and follow this journey. As you breathe in, feel the air flow in through your nostrils. Feel the air touch the back of your throat. Stay with your breath as it flows in through your lungs. And as you fill up the balloon inside your belly, feel yourself slip all the way in. Hold your breath. But hold it only for as long as it feels easy, followed by a really long, really slow exhale. With your next big breath as you dive deep into you, feel yourself drop into this body. Take a moment to say hello to this body. Perhaps something like, "Hello, body. It really is awesome having you." Take your next big breath. Our journey of the senses starts at the top and works its way through our bodies. The first stop is your eyes. For this exercise, We're not opening our eyes, we're keeping them shut. But with your next big breath, as you dive deep into you, I want you to ask yourself the question, what would be the most obvious thing that I would see if I were to open my eyes? And then with your eyes closed, use your mind to look at this obvious thing. Study it from all its angles. See all of its color and find all of its texture. With your mind, take your next big breath. And then we change gears, still staying with your eyes, but this time, as you take a deep breath and dive deep into you, what would be the least obvious thing for you to see in your room? Something you'd have to look around for a moment and find that very unobvious thing over there. And then, as you take a deep breath, as you dive deep inside, take these few moments to study this less obvious thing. See it from all its angles, find all of its color and all of its texture. Take your next big breath. Take a moment to thank your eyes for all of the experience they give you. We're taking a step down to our ears and what we can hear. With your next big breath, as you dive deep into you, bring your attention to the most obvious sound that you can hear. And really lean in, listen deeply into this obvious sound and see if you can find the different layers of sound. Take your next big breath. And then we'll change gears and With your next big breath, as you dive deep into you, bring your attention to the faintest sound that you can possibly find. If you search with your ears, find that tiny whisper and see how much of it you can hear. Take your next big breath. Take a moment and show gratitude to your ears and the experience they provide you. For the next 2 stops, change your breathing to whatever you need it to be in order to smell and to taste. So for your next big breath, as you dive deep into you, bring your attention to whatever it is that you can smell. Is there any obvious smell that you can find right now? Take your next big breath. And then we'll change gears and see if you can find any other smell at all. Is there anything else your nose can find besides the first obvious smell? Take your next big breath. Take a moment to thank your nose for all of the experience it gives you. We'll take another step down to what you can taste. And with your next big breath, as you dive deep into you, bring your attention to whatever taste it is that you can find. Take your next big breath. we'll change gears and see if you're able to find any other taste at all. Anything besides the first obvious taste. Take your next big breath. Thank your mouth for all of the experience that it provides you. And then we have one more stop to do, and that is the surface of your skin. With your next big breath, as you dive deep into you, bring your attention to the surface of your skin and scan it and find where on the surface of your skin do you find the most obvious sensation. And as you take a deep breath and dive deep inside, bring your attention to that spot and see if you can find different varying levels of sensation. Take your next big breath. And then one more time, we'll change gears. And as you take your next big breath and dive deep into you, find on the surface of your skin a spot with the slightest sensation. Something you can just barely feel. Maybe it is as slight as feeling the air on your forehead or your cheek. Take your next big breath. And then thank your skin for all of the experience it provides you. We'll take the last few big breaths of this phase together, slipping out of the breath holding space and into the next. Let's take a deep breath in and hold As you release, make it a really long, really slow exhale. Take a deep breath in and hold. As you release, invite softness to enter and settle in every part of your body. One more big breath in and hold. And as you release, feel yourself slip all the way through. There is no more attention on your breathing. You can sit all the way back or even lie all the way back down and feel yourself just floating. How often are we on autopilot? These same senses giving our body the same feedback while we're unaware of it, just on autopilot. I want to remind you that autopilot also means survival mode. On autopilot, things happen without us thinking about them. And we often, on autopilot, find ourselves deeper and deeper in survival mode and not even realizing. Every time you bring your attention deliberately to your senses, you take yourself out of autopilot. My eyes, my ears, my nose won't do their thing unconsciously. In this moment, I am aware of all of it. Out of autopilot. Every time I step out of autopilot, I have the opportunity to be the witness to what my body, my system is doing. And every time I do this, it gives me agency. It gives me the ability to look after I've scrolled through my senses, to also understand my thoughts and feelings and look through them like a closet with garments and say, I'll choose which to wear. I don't want to just have clothes piled on me on autopilot. I'll be present with every thought, with every feeling, and I'll choose which to pay attention to. It could take a simple exercise like dropping from your head into your body and for a few moments paying attention to your senses. We don't need much more than that to step out of autopilot and take a moment to decide what my next step will be. We have the last 5 breaths of gratitude to do together. With With every exhale, I'll say my thank you, and I invite you to say yours. Let's take a deep breath in. Thank you for this amazing body and all of its senses. Take a deep breath in. Thank you for this habit of dropping from my head into my body regularly. Taking just a few moments to check in with my senses, which I know slows down the thinking. Take a deep breath in. Thank you for having developed a really friendly relationship with my body, accepting all of it just as it is. Take a deep breath in. Thank you for having created a much more friendly relationship with everything about me. Thank you for accepting the human that needed all of the old patterns, the old coping mechanisms in order to feel like he could cope. One more big breath in. Thank you, beautiful people. Thank you for being a part of our journey today. Good morning, Maggie. Good morning, Honey. Good morning, Charlene. Good morning, Leshna. Awesome seeing you here. Try and make a habit, perhaps one today, and obviously it's the easiest when we have something to bite into or something to sip. But can we once a day use a moment of a cup of tea or a cup of coffee or even just a sandwich to remind ourselves to drop from the busy mind into the body and just for a moment feel, smell, taste, sense. And remember what happens to your system when you do that. Your brain waves have to slow down. Your nervous system has to make a shift. And if you take 5 minutes or so just to get into your senses, then when you get up from that and you have to pay attention to what needs to get done, your mind will be clearer. Thank you, Anthony. Thank you, Sunny and Pat and Leshna and everyone else. Have a great Saturday. Have an awesome weekend. And if you feel like a quiet meditation, tomorrow, same time, same place. See you soon. Ciao, ciao.